Alright. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and confusion of faces, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth through captivity. We give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakha Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders that great millstone that rule well. I'm going to hit this precept here in Ezekiel, the 5th chapter, that is similar to that Sirach 39. We're going to bring that out as well. It speaks about the Heavenly Father's wrath being appeased at the time of destruction, okay, when he carries out judgments upon his creation. This was specifically in Ezekiel 5 is going into the nation of Israel, okay, when he destroyed certain of Jake, all right? But that same way that the Heavenly Father moves is not only for Jake. In this is one of the Heavenly Father's characteristics, right? So at the heathen, and his people, when he carries out judgment, it appeases his wrath, okay? And we're in a time right now that if you could look at the Heavenly Father's face, you would see a fucking, a menacing grimace, okay? You would see the look of absolute rage. One of the things they call that is a furrowed brow, okay? A scowl, all right? What Jake calls a fucking mean mug, okay? But, see, because the Heavenly Father, Yahushua is the ultimate Jake, and it says that Jake was created in the Heavenly Father's image, so of course he has a face, okay? He has legs and arms, okay? He's just on a version that, and a scale that you can't even fucking imagine or really fathom, but just as Yahushua was created in his image, Jake was created in the image, so he's got like a body, just to give you a depiction, okay? But if you could see the look on his face, all right, it's one of that of rage. And that's what you see really when you look up the pictures of the artist renditions of Yahweh. Okay, he's not happy. And the look on your face is just an expression, right, that depicts, let's see, Yahweh. An expression on your face, it tells you, it's simply the outward manifestation of what somebody is feeling inside. Okay, so let's scope out some of these. When you see the artist renditions, he's not fucking cheesing. Okay, he doesn't have a silly, simple fucking look on his face. He's pissed the fuck off. Okay, see that furrowed brow? All right, that death stare. Okay. And some of these are Yahweh shy, but look at that. All right. See that? Like I said, he hath seen me, has seen the Father. Okay, see? That's another precept that proves that. He's got the same type of anatomy, not anatomy, so to speak, but a body, okay? You think he just created something that was abstract? No. He created after similar to himself, a head, arms, a torso, legs, feet, okay? But look, that was straight enough. You saw how Yahweh is looking, okay? Scriptures talk about his hot displeasure. Okay, and that's a whole lesson there. I actually hit and did through the Spirit a very extensive breakdown on those scriptures of rage, wrath, hot displeasure in the blue letter in the Hebrew. Okay, and it's something vicious. We're talking about the creator of the universe. Okay, the creator of all things. What does that say? All things in general. Let me grab that. This is the sentiment that he has for the planet. Okay, he's pissed the fuck off for the people. One of the scriptures tells you that tells you this is that the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are upon the sinful kingdom, and he will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Israel in that time, but also how much more in this time. Okay, to the nation of Israel, to the max. Okay, because of their wickedness, but to the other nations as well. Esau, Edom, what he's done with the place, and the fact that he's long suffering that these fucking people. Is it in general? Let's see. It's in Sirach 18. He that liveth forever hath created all things in general. Yahweh only is righteous, and there is none other but he, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand. Okay, that you need to understand the Heavenly Father. Okay, that there is none higher. That's why he is the Most High. Okay, and to understand the masses of the people, they don't reverence him. Okay, they don't worship him. They don't honor him. People go as far as to question his existence and teach men so that there's no such thing as the Heavenly Father. Okay, and then speak big shit against him, that like nothing is gonna happen. He's this Bible of what's mentioned in here. None of that is gonna come to pass. He ain't gonna do shit. Like Jake will straight up fucking say, and then these other nations and these people, okay, that he's not even there. Okay, that this thing just happened to be through these other means, these other hypotheses that they have, these fucking theories that they've postulated. Okay, toilet bowl fucking theories, madness philosophies. Okay, so the Heavenly Father's pissed the fuck off. It just as it says in Exodus 14, he do the destruction of these people in this place. He's going to get himself honor again. But right now, it's pure, unadulterated, fucking to the core defiance. It says, and all things obey his will, for he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane. And it's heavy because this power, he does, it is according to his will. Everything is according to how he orchestrated it. So he caused the people to go against him. So it could so it could rev up his hatred and indignation. So it could fucking drum up his rage, to drum up his own rage, Just because it was according to his will doesn't mean he's, you know, he's all cool with this shit. All right. And look, this is one big lesson. If you can understand and get into the mind of the Creator, as his prophets, his men, him that he revealed himself unto. Right? See, through this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we have a light has been shed upon the mind of the Most High. What's higher than that? Okay. These are the secrets. And he did it so that the whole world will know it through experience. Okay, because all these fucking souls, everybody on the fucking planet who's ever been on the planet, going from the beginning to now, they're all gonna fucking know. They're all gonna come back in the kingdom. All right. They're gonna know from experience, from the previous life, what it was to just to go against the Most High, to rebel against them. Okay. And many teaching points that this is for, to show you when the wicked is in rulership. Okay, to show you that contrast, because how do you know the difference between something unless you have contrast, something to compare it to? And best believe the people are going to be able to make the distinction from this fucking life, the rulership of these heathen fucking empires, from the beginning to the end of Esau's empire, his power structure, which we are currently in. But it says, the parting asunder of times. They're going to be able to make the distinction with that the old world, the old age, and the new one. Okay, and they're going to reverence and give homage, pay homage to the Heavenly Father. Okay, what's that other word? To venerate this power. Okay, the true power, the Ancient of Days. You see? But one of those teaching points is that, he is never to be fucked with. Okay, he's never to be, these things seem silly, to be doubted, to be, disrespected. But they do. This is what these people fucking do. All right? So we're going to get this. Because when his hot displeasure, his rage, his wrath, his indignation, it's going to be subsided when the destruction is carried out. Okay, when he kills these fucking people. Because look what the masses are engaged in. Look at this. Look at the behavior, and the deeds, and the activities, and the wickedness. It's all comprised of. Look at what the fuck these people are doing, man. All right. It says in Ezekiel 5:13, "Thus shall mine anger be accomplished." Okay. "And I will cause my fury to rest upon them." This is going to be, see, the Most High, he moves the same way. Okay, and he doesn't change. So we can take different instances where it tells you how the Heavenly Father moved in the past, and we can apply them to the future. And that's why he tells you these things like, there's nothing new under the sun. It tells you things like, in precepts, these concepts, in these different passages and scriptures, like what was written aforetime was written for our learning. All right. So, if the Heavenly Father, if his anger was accomplished at the destruction of them that defied him, of rebels in the past, it's going to be the same case. All right. He says, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted. You see? And that's why he talks about how, Sodom was an example, an example for them that should live ungodly. I believe there's another one. Let me check it. Potentially in Jude. Let me see. I think it's in Jude. Yep. It says Jude in 1 and 7. Jude 1 and 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth as an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Okay? There you fucking go. It tells you these things like, if the Most High jacked the fucking place up for the same fucking shit that's going down here in this society, America and across the world, is he not gonna dish out destruction to this place? Fuck no. Of course he is. Okay? You have to be out of your fucking mind, and that's why these Christians and these scoffers, goddamn apologists, especially them that come and try to combat the Hebrew Israelites, vocab and all them, hocab, and these fuckers that come up in opposition to the camps. All right, they have no idea what's going on, because even the scholars of Christianity and these other fucking them that are in the knowledge, that know something about something, they know that how the Heavenly Father moves. And it tells you can tell in some of these instances, in like the blue letter, some of these commentaries. All right. For example, we know some of them go off on some shit, but you don't see Matthew Henry and David Guzik, if these niggas are still alive, but you don't see them coming up against the camps. All right. For example, you have these apologists, Hocab, and these other faggots that come up to the camps. They'll say, "Oh, that's not what." When we equate these different instances of the Heavenly Father destroying these kingdoms in the past in these different places, they say, "Oh, that doesn't apply to America. That actually already happened." But guess what, you fucking piece of shit? If the Most High moved like that for empires in the past that did the same shit, but even less than what's going on now, don't you think he's going to do that again? Okay? And if you knew the scriptures, it's cyclical. It's a cycle. It's fucking it's reincarnated. Okay, these things are reincarnated. Times are even reincarnated. Empires are reincarnated. And you see over and over. What's another thing it says? History repeats itself. So a place they got loose, they got profligate, and they fucking built up their tab, and then the Heavenly Father rolled on them. All right, and then it happened again, and then it happened again. So you think this place is exempt? Okay. And through the destruction of this place, and even more so than ever, and more a time even in the past destructions plural, that the Heavenly Father exacted upon a place, is this going to be even more profound, even more pronounced. Okay? Things like this, like him being satisfied, him being his wrath being appeased, him being placated at the destruction of this fucking place, it being a breath of fresh air, and being able to sit back now, because look, having to behold this fucking shit. All right, it's fucking vexing. And when he silences the fucking place, it's gonna be like a breath of fresh air. Let's grab that actually to spray right here in the last verse of Habakkuk 2. But Yahweh is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. He's going to shut everybody's fucking mouths. Okay, he's going to cease all the noise. Like a nigga will say, fuck that noise. Okay, he's going to dead all that shit. All your wickedness. For example, I know it sounds graphic, but, because when a woman, is getting pounded out, she gives out those screams and shit of pleasure, and then and the man too. When a couple is rolling around, they're moaning and groaning and shit. He's gonna dead all that noise, or fucking orgy, right, or whatever. It's reminiscent of the bleating of the sheeps and all that in fucking Samuel when Saul brought home the cattle from Amalek, from the Amalekites. Okay. All the different noises, right? This fucking this wicked music that, like he said, it's a fucking it's audible agony, right? There was shit back in the day, they called it like audible bliss. Something that's audible it's audio, right? It's one of the tenses of audio, something you hear. So audible bliss would be something that's enjoyable to hear, but this is audible agony. The current day music that they have, and it's demonic too. The different notes and the chords that they play. All right, all this fucking shit, this machinery, right? All this machinery that they have, even the rattling of a fucking car, of a motorcycle, a truck, a plane. I mean, it goes deep. It goes deep. This shit is detestable compared to how the Heavenly Father, the righteous way that He set up, going back into the ancient way, right? All the inventions that man has created. See? So indeed, his displeasure is hot. Okay? And He's going to silence this fucking place. And He's going to sit back like He did after the creation, after Yahushua, because the creation, the blueprints were provided to Yahushua by Yahweh. And when He sat back and said it was Tawab, it was good after the completion, look, He's going to sit back now and say Tawab when He fucking destroys all this shit. Alright? Back in Ezekiel 5:13, it says, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted. See, it's going to comfort him. Okay? And they shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it in my zeal. See, the people are going to know that it was the Heavenly Father. Okay? Not motherfucking Allah. Alright? Not, because the people try to say that, oh, it's all one guy. No, it's not. You're going to know the king, the God of Israel. The power of Yasharallah. Okay? You're going to know that he is like, who, the God of who you shit and piss on. The people who you shit and piss on. And he's going to look like them. Primarily the head tribe of them. Tribe of Judah. Okay? He's a so-called black man. Alright? So no, he's not Allah. What are the other ones they say? He's not God. Because the God that they think is that fucking cretin that's on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Okay? Fucking Edomite. And whoever else that they have in their head. No, there's only one power. And they're going to know that it's Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushai, that he is the power, he is the Ancient of Days, he is the creator, he was the one that was there in the void. Alright? It says, when I've accomplished my fury in them. And let's grab that in the Bible comparison. In the NLT. Okay. The CSB tells you, when my anger is spent and I have vented my wrath on them, I will be appeased. Okay? And LT, then at last my anger will be spent and I will be satisfied. And when my fury against them has subsided, all Israel will know that I, Yahweh, have spoken to them in my jealous anger. Okay? Because it was jealousy, not the rage of a man. Huh? And are not all the Heavenly Father's creation? But what the fuck are they doing? They're worshiping the creature more than the creator. And he's not jealous though? He can't be jealous though? Oh, you think he's worried about what I do? You think he's worried about you think he's that petty that he's tripping about me doing whatever the fuck, do as thou wilt, fuck shit I'm doing down here? Okay, you'll see. Well then, we gon' see. Huh? And just as it said in the CSB, it said it will be appeased, right? His fury and wrath. It's synonymous with here in Sirach 39. Okay? Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. And who created them? The Heavenly Father, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So, whose wrath is being appeased? It just told you who made them. Okay? Who created them? And who sicked them, like they say about a dog when they say sick them, right? Who sent them? Who enlisted them? Who deployed them? Okay? None other than Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So whose wrath is being appeased? Him that made them. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Alright? And then it goes on. Fire and hell and famine. So the spirits that are created for vengeance, that lay on the sword strokes and pour out their force, is more than just, it's all the forms of destruction that the Heavenly Father has in his arsenal. And then he himself, He could just blot you the fuck out. Okay? He can send apparitions, angels, and do it like that. He has it all at his disposal. But it just mentions a few things here. Fire and hell, which go into that Isaiah 29, right? These divine disasters, they're not natural, meaning they make it seem like they just happen out of nowhere. These divine disasters, okay, and famine, that's a cold one. And it even says, it tells us that in Ezekiel, the 14th chapter, that when a land trespasses against me, then I'm going to fucking starve that land out. It says, and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts. Yep, that's another form. The teeth to tear. Okay. These vicious fucking animals. Not to mention beasts changing their places. Going into Leviathan. Coming out of the depths. The motherfucking chupacabra. Okay. Motherfucking snow yeti. Okay. Goddamn Sasquatch. Dinos, and the like. It says in scorpions and serpents, that's cold. Because a scorpion is like a crucial insect. Let's see. And there's some crucial fucking insects. Is a scorpion considered an insect? Okay. Well, an arachnid. Is not an arachnid a motherfucking insect? Is it an animal? Okay, it's considered an animal. Alright. But bro, some spiders are fucking vicious. You have some spiders that will fuck your shit up. Some that are big over there in, I believe it was in Qatar. Fucking huge ass spiders, and in these different jungles. Okay. Serpents cold. You already know about those. And the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Alright? So the Heavenly Father, imagine the scale of annihilation the Most High is about to unleash on the planet. Okay? In his hot displeasure. It is going to be appeased when it's carried out. Alright? So it's going to be fucking unimaginable how much devastation is going to be out here. Alright? So with that, call Halayim Liyahawa, Ba'ashim Yahawashai, Ba'ashim Rucha Kodash, and that makes us all the more grateful that he has an allotment that he's so pleased with, that he's going to spare them. He's going to hide, when it says hide in his pavilion and all these things. It mentions it several times. Hide in the scriptures. It goes into conceal. Okay, he's going to keep them from destruction. He's going to save them. Like it says in Malachi, as a father saveth his own son. Okay. That allotment that he has set for salvation. It makes that all much more it makes that all much more delightful. Okay. Something to be appreciated and cherished. Okay. Lord will that we be a part of that number, but regardless, okay, it makes it that much more sweet that it's already done, his elect. All right. Shalom.